Hello, I'm Peter Miller and I'm Ranger at Dibbinsdale Local Nature Reserve. Dibbinsdale is a local nature reserve and it's a SSSI, Site of Special Scientific Interest, and what it has is a range of habitats including ancient woodland, grassland and reed bed.
My name's Alan Smale, I'm a site ranger at Eastern Country Park and I work alongside Pete Miller here at Dibbinsdale Local Nature Reserve. The main reason that Dibbinsdale is designated SSSI is that it contains areas of ancient woodland. Ancient woodland can be described as woodland that has not been managed in any other way. It's never been built upon or cleared for agriculture and allowed to regenerate. It's always been woodland through known history. When these areas were first mapped as woodland, which would have been around the 1600s, any management prior to that may be unknown, but we're pretty sure that in this area, with it being a river valley, it's always been woodland. Some people think that ancient woodland should be full of very old trees, but that's not necessarily the case. Some of the trees in the area obviously fall and die and they are replaced with new ones. We do manage the woodland and we try to keep a varied structure in the woods to allow for greater diversity of habitat, obviously helping with biodiversity of species.
And this is a coppice within the woods, and in this particular clearing the vegetation which has come since I've cut it shows you what nature does when it has more light. It grows wonderfully, and the value of a coppice is that you get new regeneration within the wood.
Nature being a wonderful thing allows the woodland to help with its own regeneration. Large old trees that peep out a little bit too high above the canopy can get blown over. They can create massive clearings in the woodland, and this allows the light to reach the woodland floor. So you've got high trees, you've got young shrubs growing up the sides and a variation of foliage along the rides and the glades. This again helps different species of animals to survive and live in the area and allows them to travel amongst the woods and have permanent habitat there.
Here we are at Bowdenshay Meadow, and this is an area of grassland which we are trying to restore as a wildlife meadow. The process to do this is to cut and bale the meadow during the height of the summer. So this bit over here has been cut and baled for about 5 years now. This increases the diversity of the grassland because there will be more flowers, more insects, and therefore more wildlife. And this particular piece of grassland is a good example of how the flowers here have taken over in amongst the grasses. So in front of me here I have thistles and fleabane. The last of the ragged robin flowers are over there, and the peacock butterflies, small copper, dragonflies are dancing over the flowers. A perfect scene in a grassland that will only get better.
Hello, my name is Katie Holmberg. I'm the seasonal ranger at Eastern Country Park and Dibbinsdale Local Nature Reserve. I assist the rangers in giving their educational visits. I work closely with school groups. So as part of our educational visits, we do a lot of nature walks and tree identification. On these walks, we'll look at the basic leaf shapes and how to identify trees, and familiarise children with how trees work, their role in our environment and why we protect them, and explain to them the importance of parks like this so they can come and enjoy them. So one of the most important aspects of our school group is to have a bit of fun outdoors. And a great way of doing that is to come pond dipping. This year there's been hundreds of tadpoles, including baby frogs hopping around the paths, and some interesting larvae including damselfly and caddisfly. So the kids have really learned something about pond life and how the ecosystem works.
Groups come to Dibbinsdale to do local community work, and they come from local industry. Some of the places that they've come from in the past are Unilever Research, Mersey Rail, Trinity Newspapers, Environment Agency, and they have team building and conservation tasks, like for example in the woodlands here.
We've come together to work on a challenge to promote this lovely reserve that we have. You know, it's got a lot of history.
It's quite a large area which people don't realise. If you drive past the main gates on Spittal Road, unless you've actually been in, you wouldn't realise what you're missing really. So we're trying to encourage now to get parties in, Merseyrail will be encouraging schools to take part, do school trips, take the class out for the day, come on the train, walking through the reserve.
The Dibbinsdale Reserve is kind of like a little secret that not many people know about, and the people of Bromberwick feel very, very passionate about it.